Yo, what's up, everybody? Decided I'd do a little midday stream while things are really exciting right now. So figured I'd hang out with you guys. I have nothing else better to do. So let's stream, let's trade, let's make some money. I'm gonna give it a few moments for people to hop on. I'm gonna go ahead and retweet my tweet. Let me let people know. You guys should retweet this too if you guys are, you know, number one fans and all. Um, Hold on, let me tweet this and then I'll talk. And let me learn how to type too. All right. So I am keeping an eye on Neo. I got out a little early, and then I got back in a little bit more. So I'm flipping this a little bit. I got out back in at well, I got out on my first set in the morning. I got back in at the low, and then I kind of sold at 27 when it pumped right back up to 32. So kind of I just bought myself some time. I don't really want to risk it to where I'm buying um this week close. Like I could still play Fridays, but this really needs to move today, and it's having a little bit of a hard time here. So if I zoom out to other time frames, it looks like it's calling more for consolidation. And if at any point the 20 SMA breaks, this probably won't be good for Neo. And I'm also keeping an eye out on Spy with this one. Spy's having a little bit of a hard time here, so I don't think anything's going to move until Spy starts recovering back up since we're so reliant on Spy. We do have this gap fill over here, so let's see how this gap fill goes. Let me get on Periscope to see what the Periscope fams is saying. All right. Oh, 17 viewers on Periscope. Hi guys. You guys are you guys are the champs. Um okay, so back here. Yeah, so just watching for a little bit of gap fill. I mean, if it doesn't I would prefer it doesn't cloud break and just holds up the areas we're at right now, which would be the Kijin, Tenkin, and all sorts of other things in the 20 SMA. So zooming in. Oh, and if you guys are having problems hearing me, let me know. So still there is a bit of a gap fill, so we'll see how it goes. It's about 11:17 right now. Probably you'll see some sort of move in the next 15, 20 minutes at the most. If I look at stock over here, it's a little bit oversold, so we'll see if it ends up flipping over here. I mean, it doesn't look too horrible. We're going for a gap fill. I would say we're already in the gap. Everything's kind of just hanging along and treading with that one. Neo. Yeah, I didn't go too hard. I'm glad I kind of got out. I mean, they did pop up after that. I kind of got out down here. So I kind of did sell my second set at the bottom. Not a big deal. So we'll see what Neo does over here. But yeah, I'm more than willing to grab $6 Neo calls because the ones that I grabbed for this one, they were a little bit out of the money, but then they popped back in the money today at 72 cents off open. So that was really nice. So just oh, and watching Marvel here as well. Marvel had a nice pop today. Gonna see how this cloud formation goes today. I mean, overall, I'm still generally bullish on this. If I go to the macro time frames, it's been ranging this whole entire time, finally reaching the top of the range. Might have a bearish TK crossover here. So really just watching this level up here. If it holds, this daily's not forming out nicely. But the good thing I have going for Marble is that my time doesn't expire until March for that one. So I have plenty of time. Ichi structure is still good. The only time this would end up being bad is if for some reason this cloud goes flat and then comes down over here and starts closing. But the chances of that would require basically like PA to get I would say probably down here for the cloud to start closing, and I would say probably by mid-February, if price gets down there, that's when the cloud will start turning like that. But as of right now, we may see a bearish daily TK cross. We may even see like a dump down to here. But overall, I'm bullish in March for Marvel. Same play as last year, going for 1,000%. I mean, I'll get out at 5 if I see it, but that is the goal. Okay, so here's the problem. I might have to get out those weeklies as well. Bad daily candles, bad resistance up here. So if I zoom out over here, and a bad daily. I mean, we're in like the zones that I had drew initially, so we're not having a good time breaking over here. And I don't think today is the day, especially if SPY doesn't start moving. So really would want to see SPY over here for this to start recovering. It's still reliant on it, so let's check some order flow, see what's coming through here today. SPY calls. I mean, I I'm not bearish at all whatsoever on the market. Don't get me wrong. This seems like a nice spot to buy. These candles are starting to turn over here. All right, so yeah, Marvel's the one I'm heavily invested in. Let me check my Twitch chat. See if anybody said hello. I'm like on Periscope, but I don't see anybody chatting. Oh, 38 people. Yo, thank you everybody for joining. Don't worry about me. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Always supportive. Number one fan. Let's go over a couple more of them. CMTL is one I'm watching. This is going to be a nice one. We are basically looking for over here. If this breaks down and gets into the clouds or breaks the Kijun over here, I'll be looking for a short on this one. If we end up breaking through, it'll be a push through on this top. Uh, so with this structure right over here, I'd want to see a couple candle closes over here, or at least end up holding the Tenkin up here. Without that, this daily candle is looking a little bit bad. So might look at puts, but as of right now, I'm just waiting and watching. This is a tech company, so I just want to be a little weary about shorting something like that unless SPY gives some sort of signal that it's going to keep on going. So as of right now, we have two spots I'm watching for SPY. We'll watch this support and we'll watch this support and we'll just toss this in for fun. So looking for a reaction at these zones and we will see how things go and I'll start buying again once that happens. Neo demand, let's see, that curve's bad, horrible, ugly. Let's check it over here. Neo. So, I can do the Neo chart with Ichi on low time frames. 20 SMA cut through the Kijun, bad cloud formation. Price action basically needs to break over 522 for 520 to be safer. To get any kind of bullish reaction, lower zoomed in. Zoomed in, Ichi's looking fine for now. Prices into the clouds. This would imply a move all the way up to 522, but it really needs to not do this. Kijun or the Tenkin needs to not come down. And if it does come down, we need to keep hold of the 20 SMA or at least keep having the 20 SMA cut up. So really, I think it's just more so relying on SPY to stop doing this. Once we get more confirmation that this is done dumping, I'm pretty sure this will start going. I mean, it's holding up nicely. Even the ones that I exited, they're holding up fairly nicely for what happened off Neo. EA is another one. Let's go over this. This one's been doing really, really nicely. I'm looking for all-time highs this year. Getting a little bit overextended, so if you're looking for shorts, I'm personally not interested in shorting any of these until about the end of February, early March. Then I'll be looking for puts for April, June. But come June, I'm going all in. At the end of May, like the last week of May, I'm going to be buying everything for June. And then once June's over, I'm not going to trade anything until August. I'm just going to spend all of July just relaxing and getting better at what I'm trading. And that's basically how I'm going to work it. I mean, I'm going off the same thing. Oh, Nicer Man, let me answer your question for you. I saw your question. I just didn't get a chance to answer it. Yes. Hold on. All right. Let me check this ticker. All right, Nicer Man wants me to check the Dollar Tree. I told him right off the bat, I don't think poor people companies like this are going to be going away. Anything that like supports like low-income families or things like Dollar General and things like that, I don't believe they're going to go away. I mean, just look at these monthly. You have consolidations breaking up. Um, we can pull up Dollar General real quick. Dollar General, like stupid curve up. So poor people companies not going anywhere, at least not yet, or they're going to merge. Right off the bat, it absolutely cannot go on into the clouds whatsoever, so it needs to bounce, so it needs to push what it's doing over here. Right off the bat, I would lean it's more so probably going to pull something like this. This candle isn't exactly horrible. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you. Yeah, so based off this monthly, I mean, we're keeping that swing, so as long as we can keep that level and hold it over, that would be great. So that's the monthly level. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly, it would need a push over here for me to be at least eyeing it out. I don't like the 20 SMA cut into the Kijun, and the bearish TK on the weekly. Zooming into the daily, not a good daily candle. Everything's right on this super important dots, so not really a fan of Dollar Tree just yet. Yeah, weekly's not set yet. Yeah, Dollar Tree's not really a play. I can check and see if there's any kind of order flow, but I don't think there would be. But I can check. Nothing for today. Let's check if there's anything for the month of January. DLTR. I highly doubt it. I don't remember. Like, well, maybe there is. Dollar Tree. All right. So the way we want to look at this is Dollar Tree players. Oof. So they're buying puts for June. So the whole thing I'm watching is the whole sell in May and go away. I don't want to get caught in that nonsense. I did last year, not again. I'm shorting the shit out of May. So there's a lot of June put players over here. Mm, Pricing's a little different and it splits, so I'd have to look into that a little bit more. But in just to like give you a little bit of hopium for your bias. For May, so like I was saying, I want to get out around February, March. So these guys are playing 110 calls for DLTR, which is really interesting considering this looks like it's going to tank more and they're probably going to lose money. But if it recovers, because you have this giant gap over here. So you know how gaps work, and that's giving it a lot of time. You're giving it, I think they were playing, what date were they playing? All right, so they're playing the 15th, and they bought this one last week. So they could be cost averaging. So I'll look into this one a little bit more for you. Let me remind me to do this. Hold on, and I'm just gonna DM it to you. Don't switch. What the hell? This way I don't forget. All right, and then I'll talk to you about that one a little bit afterwards. But yeah, not bad. Really would be worried about more so about those puts. But they were also done on the 10th too. So no recent order flow. This was all more so for last week. So they're set in. So it's something more so you want to observe and see if you can get in. Yeah, 110 is right at the gap. I never ever play like actual full gap fills. But that's not bad pricing for it, especially if it fills. So if we can get one more dump out of here, that I think would probably destroy those option calls a little bit, and you might be able to buy some blood because that gives you a bunch of time over here. And if Ichi starts turning over here, but yeah, just watch the monthly support. Make sure the monthly doesn't end up going into here. So I would more so play this one closer to the end of the month, more so around the open of the next month. Spy. All right, so we're attacking the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. Let's see if it holds or breaks. No. Yeah, not the best off the first thing. Alright, I gotta grab some water or I'm gonna die. So, oh yeah, this is going up. So Neo should start reversing soon. Let's see, dying still. Glad I didn't grab too much. I mean, I still grabbed some. I'm willing to grab some more. I only grabbed a few contracts for next week, but this 5 minute bend is hardcore. Might have to get out for now. Yeah. I would say absolutely needs to hold this on lower time frames, which really doesn't look like it's going to. What else do I have? Roku, just gonna take a peek at it before I get a drink. Still in channel, probably gonna come down. Unless it breaks out of channel and gets into the clouds. I mean, it's still a little bit iffy over here because it's on the 20 SMA, so it's trying to stay over. Today we had a pop over it, so it's over it. We're just kind of reliant on SPY, ATBI, new highs for this year. Microsoft, mm, not the best daily. We'll see what happens here. That's kind of ugly, but everything else is still intact. QCOM, struggling today. I'm out for calls for further out, so I don't mind. AMD, just monster. INTC, nice pop today. I think they must have had good earnings. No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's earnings. I'm probably gonna bet these earnings are gonna be good. And even if these earnings aren't good, I'm gonna buy the dip for these earnings. If they do dip, I would love for it to dip, but just by reactions right now, I don't believe it's gonna dip. They have plenty of time to accumulate up here. Sell out pops over from over here up here. So I really, really don't think this is gonna dump. It had a really nice push too. I mean, if I look at it through this level, it even broke the 2018 level. So we're all-time highs for Intel. I would be looking for calls probably around the $70 level, probably for June, if not September. Like this is one I'm like super, super bullish on. All right, let me go grab this drink. I'll be right back. If you guys could retweet this or let your friends know. Oh, look, there's water right behind me. I don't have to leave you guys. Yeah, if you guys could retweet this, that'd be great. And if you guys want me to look at tickers, DM me because I can't see Periscope chat, and I know there's a lot of you on Periscope. Unless you guys want to get on Twitch, which there's only a few of you on Twitch. Can I take a look at gold? Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of metals right now. I mean, I have exposure to them just in case. But I'm watching dust too, seeing if the dust is looking like a recovery over here or not. So I'm just gonna use this line. So really watching dust here. If this support line holds, if it does, that means metals probably won't do too good. Yeah, like this is ugly. I mean, it looks like Bitcoin's second leg. You guys are always comparing Bitcoin and metals. Like, well, here you go, guys. 20K, 11K, 9K ish, and then the dump fallout, and then here's our 12K run up or a 14K run up. Now we're coming down. Probably gonna come down to here, and then gonna come back up here. So there's your Bitcoin. But I mean, in a serious sense, really looking for this blue zone to clear over. 20 SMA to clear. Ichi doesn't look too good. Kijin's coming down, but we're gonna have to see how this forms out right now. Lower time frames. I mean, they're showing a little bit of strength. It's just I mean, the last time we popped up, I was refusing to buy when we were going red like this, so it might be a chance for opportunity, but I think it's more so a layered in scaling opportunity rather than, hey, I'm going to buy 1 month out calls. That's just asking to get wrecked. So anything I'm buying for this is bet in April and June, so I'm giving myself tons of time. Silver right off the bat, there's one channel here, one channel there, major support line over here. So we're trying to clear over it. We're really looking for a break on multiple things, looking for a break over here into the clouds and over. Then we can aim a little bit higher, looking for a clear over gold, and we're looking for consolidation over the 1786 level or 1778 level. So bunch of things going on gold, on silver itself. Daily chart needs to clear that 20 SMA underneath the Kijin and the Tenkin. Struggling over here. This is normal because if I turn everything off right now, let me just explain something. So this is absolutely normal. Price shot right through the clouds. Price went up, attacked this high over here, and got stopped out. And now what needs to happen is unless the cloud formation immediately opens up green and has some sort of support over here, there was no support. Okay, price extended all the way up, price extended into the B bands. So typically what happens when the price goes into the B bands is it goes sideways. So in this case, it went sideways, but not only that, you had this whole little um, crater over here, so price is getting more closer to the crater. Now, it's bad if it breaks this area, but if it doesn't, it just means it's just going to go sideways until we hit about this level, and then we'll see like a little pop and jump up. What does that put us as far as timing goes? That puts us in February, March. And that still coincides with everything I'm saying with the whole metals play and just the markets in general. Like New Year, I'm long tech and everything, and probably around like the end of February, early March, I'll be getting out of my stuff and either going all cash or waiting for the most best put setups ever. That is where I'll be hitting up Mr. Harmonix, Hyper Bitcoins for them. His harmonics for bears haven't really worked out this year because of the markets being crazy, but there's timing for that one, and I know exactly the timing for that, so I'm really excited for this year. I mean, it took a year for me to learn like sort of the patterns. I still don't understand half that shit, but as far as like the basics go and like as far as patterns go and like what I messed up on last year. Yeah, that's definitely not happening this year at all. Look at this thing. It's a doji. It's finally appearing. Is this the top four Virgin Galactic after a disgusting run up of when Dime was like bye bye bye? Look at this. And calls are just up stupid too. Gap fill gap all the way down here, Dime. So we'll see what this is all about. I mean, overall, I don't think that gap's a big worry just this moment. Maybe if something worse happens later down the line. I still don't understand the run up for this one, so this looks a little nuts. GDX, sorry, forgot. Well, we'll just tie it in with gold. Gold looks a little bit stronger. Gold's trying to hold over the key Tenkin right now, holding over the 20 SMA. Kijin's coming up, so we really don't want it to do anything crazy. We're gonna go ahead and add in. Yeah, so my stuff's already here. Let me delete this. Alright, so yeah, basically we don't want it to break this black line. We want it to break through over here, which is weekly. So this is the line, see the test. Let me delete some more stuff. So notice this, notice where we're at right now. Let's zoom in. So we're just struggling over here. I mean, gold actually looks stronger than silver, which really doesn't make too much sense to me because last time when we were going up, it was kind of the opposite. Silver looks stronger. So I don't know, but I started getting some more gold exposure. So I'm not really gonna go too hard on the silver right now, but the gold I'm willing to get into. But same thing right here as silver. We have like this crater over here, so we absolutely need to hold over these lines. We cannot at any moment break underneath 1540 or things will go bad. We really need to go sideways for the rest of the month. Building up a consolidation around here would be great, and then probably around mid-February, early February, we can get a pop-up over here. That would be great. Push to 1600. The other thing you got to take into account is you have to take into account all the call buyers that have been buying for the last couple months for these. Some of them, I mean, they had their pop up to 1600, but some of them don't really make any money until this goes to 1650, 1700. That's what they need to be in profit for their calls. So unless they sold out in some sort of loss on this wick over here, that would be really interesting. But you got to keep in mind, this wick was also this like stupid bombing wick, so most of that play was after hours. And I don't know if they were able to execute any. I don't even know if you can execute options after hours. But feeling metals again. Let's see what else is there. So yeah, SPY right off the top over cleared over the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. Let's take a look at Neo. Yeah, Neo's struggling over here now. So Neo broke through. Let's look for Neo support levels. Yeah, Neo needs to hop out, I would say, over here. Neo needs to hop, absolutely needs to hop over here. If it doesn't hop, you do have lower gaps over here. Yeah, let's check the flow for Neo. That would be the best thing. Alright. Nope. Oof, yeah, straight up bearish flow for Neo. Anybody that is buying calls is buying it far out. Right now it's super volatile, so these guys are gonna be losing money quick. So what I want to pay attention to then is the is the OI higher or is the volume higher? If the volume's higher, that just notifies me, hey, these guys are more so just flipping in and out options don't trade after hours. All right, well yeah, I don't trade after hours in general, so I really don't know anything. But yeah, thanks. I didn't think they did. So that's the thing with that is, did they get out that wick? Or are they still waiting for an actual candle? Lower strikes. Ooh, somebody bought in the money Neo calls for a year out for $3 for 245, which isn't really bad. Especially if Neo in 2021 actually goes and they actually start producing cars. But overall, there is a lot of 450, 124 next week's or next month's 4. No, these are calls. Yeah, short term, they're even buying year out puts for this. This is worrisome. I mean, there's just a couple calls coming through, but most of it's all bearish. Yeah, so the flow from Neo's not the best. So we'll see if this holds over here, and if we can get a push into the clouds for SPY. If we can get a push into the clouds for SPY, we can go ahead and see this. What else do we got? What's the Discord trading? Let's see. Oh, look at this. He drew a C fork over here. That's gonna be sketchy if the trend doesn't hold. JK got the idea. Options trade, IBM. Oh, let's check Dime's IBM one. That one I did good on. Oh, look, we're trying to break into the clouds. 20 SMA is cutting up high. A little bit of a pullback, and then we'll start going again. It'll only get. I'll only have to be worried if we end up breaking. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'll keep it this here, and we'll see if it breaks back down underneath that level, and we come back down. Let me just peek through the other ones. And if you guys don't like me on the 1 minute, I don't really care too much because this is how I got started. I started trading this on lower time frames because why? Because when you look at the weekly and you see things like this, tell me you're going to trade off the weekly looking at this. You're like, look at macro time frames. Yeah, okay. Macro time frames have been bullish this entire time since this dip. When I started, okay, so I started back around here. Okay, so I started observing around this point. I'm like, oh man, this market just doesn't stop. So it dumped over here, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do. But this would have been an opportunity of a lifetime if I would have had somebody that taught me how to do this whole buy the dip. Like nobody tells me the right things whenever I learn myself. They always refer to me to books. They always refer to me to like stupid articles. They don't actually tell me the mental methods of like the markets. That's what bothers me. That's why I don't recommend books and stuff to everybody. I'm always like, hey, go learn yourself. If you have questions, ask me. I'll lead you to articles to read, but go experience it yourself. Go ahead and figure out what it is and then come back to me. I don't know. That's my whole point. Like I asked several people around this time period about markets and stock markets, and not a single person was like, "Oh yeah, Christmas time, everybody sells off to buy back in, and then we moon." Yeah, we hella mooned. So I'm not gonna get anything off the weekly time frames unless we actually get a macro breakdown. Even off the daily, like look at this. Nothing is really readable. It's just moon. So that's why I prefer lower time frames. I mean, even like 1 hour, like we can't even break the Kijun on the 1 hour since the start of the year. Like we tried to break it in the beginning, but came right back up. So that's why with SPY, 5 minute time frames to 15 are one of my favorites. Like over here, we're having another aggressive push of the Tenkin. Price action can hold over here. I mean, I would love to see a gap fill and then a push back up, but so far so good. As long as it doesn't break, we have a little bit of weakness over here, but might see something like this. Dude, it wasn't even like the gold spike didn't even make me mad. It was this spike that made me mad because we did so good with this. Like that day we had popped all the wait, let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, on crude, we had popped all the way up here, and I couldn't trade that shit because it was after hours, and I couldn't exit any of my calls for anything. So when we opened up the next day, I mean, obviously we opened up down because they were like, all right, we're not gonna go to war. Um, that kind of like wasn't really fun. So now they've made crude look bearish. So crude's into the clouds right now. Crude breaks down a little bit too far. It'll be coming well down. So just keeping an eye on it for now. As of right now, it doesn't look too good. Let me look over the tech sector. I think I might have actually. Let's look at retailers. Dick's Sporting Goods. Yo, Beastie, if you're on and watching me and you want to hop on and you're free, let me know. I'll get you on. I'm surprised Dick's Sporting Goods went. I'm really surprised here. So I'm curious as far as what goes over here. If this black line comes into the green, I assume it'll come down a little bit. And I'm looking for some sort of pullback, probably around to here, 43. First, gonna have to watch 46 and see if 46 goes. Also watching up here at 49. If 49.50 goes, it might just go off and blow off. Weekly time frame looks good. A little oversold on some of the levels. Um, ET structure on the daily is not too bad. I mean, price action is underneath the Kijun Tenkin and 20 SMA, but B bands are getting tight, and we do have support underneath. So let's see what happens. Target's one I'm watching. I'm waiting to long this sucker. It is not time yet. 20 SMA, candle underneath the 20 SMA is bad. So we really, and I don't like the hook on the 20 either. That's really bad. So we'll see what happens over here if we end up needing a long at 105. I mean, weekly structure is not too bad, but I really don't like that. I mean, on the daily, it's a little bit worse. I mean, it's not closed up. Everything's still oversold, so there is still possibility for a pop. But right now, no. TGT, call flow, 100% bullish for short term. Yeah, nothing big going on for TGT at these levels right now. WMT, looking for a reversal here, huh? Okay. Um, yeah, just trying to hold the Kijin, stock silver sold. Let's see if there's call flow for this one. WMT 224. Oh, 221. These are interesting. These are unusuals too. Let me go post this tweet somewhere. Two supporters, my mans. All right. Yeah, Neo's not having a good time here. Already at the 20 SMA tested. What's Spy doing? Is it not helping anybody? Watching pizza over here too. It's either gonna blow off completely or it's gonna dump. Like it's literally at that point. I have to have the other chart pulled up, but I do not like this cloud closing. So we really need a bullish Kumo twist or a price action move over 67 or 66. This one, DPZ looks horrible. I mean, it's in the clouds. The clouds are about to close up. It absolutely needs to push over 290. Without a push over 290, this thing's going down and gap filling down over here. Well, actually, it's probably just going to come down over here. 265 is my guess. All right, let me let my Discord know. I'm in. All right, let's go to. I should have done puts on this one. I was checking out AZO. I was just basically back testing the strength of some of these VPVRs and just a couple other things. But that was really nice. It was a nice rejection yesterday for this one. Yeah, let's go over a couple of these. I'm checking the 2 hour time frames. I'm just gonna go through what they have. We'll go from bottom to top. ZTS. Just blowing off. Kind of stupid. Yeah, there's so many things that are just so extended. It's like, what is going on? All right, this one's looking a little weak. This one doesn't look bad. If you look for a bounce over here, right on VPBR support, I wonder. I need to take this class to learn how to use this a little bit better. All right, so this weekly has some room to grow up here. What's it basing that off of? All right, so oversold levels though, that's the problem. And then we have VPVR support. Biomet, don't know. Yum. Oh yeah, Yum's one I was looking at. Yum looks really interesting. So the VWAP, we flipped over support on this one. Now we're attacking the 20 SMA, and overall, just like the channel that it's in, I'm really loving this one. This one looks like it's gonna do really nice. So we can look at see if there's calls for this one. And let me pull out the notepad for everybody so we can keep a list of what we're checking, and it looks really good. So, Yum is the first one. Yum looks yum. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, a little bit more clearing over here, but should attack the 110. Little consolidation up there and should move up another step higher. But overall, aiming for the gap fill. I wonder how short-term price action is. Ah, man, I missed it. Off to open. What's Neo doing? Oh, Neo's coming off for the recovery off here. So we have 40 minutes on this hourly close. So this hourly close will be super important. Let's check out SPY again. All right. Not the best daily on SPY. Still struggling. Had a little bit of a pop coming back down again. Once again, same thing with the clouds. Do not want it to come down. Do not want it in the clouds whatsoever. I mean, there's still a gap fill. So, I mean, you could give it some leeway down to 330 and then have it resume the trend, but don't want to break too far down. Like the hourly, that's fine. I can go ahead and have the hourly go down to the 20 SMA if it can push, but it's only like it's like the tiniest little bit of a gap, so I really don't feel like that's justified. But we'll see. I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'm just gonna play what I see. And now I don't see anything after that pop. 1 minute back into the clouds. I mean, clouds are still bullish. I mean, it's at the bottom of the clouds. This is one I wanted to grab a bag of. This is one that's in a bullish weekly TK. Looking for it to hold this lower range or even get into like basically have this 20 SMA cut up a little bit higher. So looking for strength on this. Once we can get into the clouds over here, then we'll be attacking up here. Really just want to push out of this range is the biggest part. But one I'm definitely watching is this rare earth metals stuff. My friends have got me really into this rare earth metal stuff. I mean, the macro time frames are fine. Like, look at here. Same thing I was talking about earlier. B-band's extension all the way up. Price action going sideways, holding up support on 20 SMA or Kijun. There is a possibility for lower, but overall, daily structure looks good. Let's switch over to the weekly. Yeah, that was just what I was looking at. Yeah, I mean, weekly looks really nice. I mean, this is like what I look for in crypto in general is cloud closings like this. Once they fall through, looking for them to get tight over here and looking for this to close up. So what I'm looking for is these clouds to get real tight, keep going flat, and then once they're tight like this, I should be able to see a green cloud form and open up like this. And at that point, I would assume you see price action go like this and then go like this. There's even a slight possibility for this, 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 and then moon. That's how I would look at that one. So keeping an eye on this, but absolutely needs to hold those levels. I could zoom in a little bit more, but it's not really too liquid. So really just looking at those levels. I'll decide an entry on those. So no entry on this one yet. Sill's doing nice. I'm watching this stupid channel for Sill. We'll see what happens here. Here's one I have calls for on this one. AGQ I'm looking to buy into. So looking for strength over here for AGQ. This is one for silver. I really want to buy a bag. This is the one I did really good on that popped up from July all the way up here. So the volatility on this is nuts, especially with all these gaps up and down. So they're 30, 40% gaps, especially if you go OTM and the trend is upward. If the trend's in your favor and you're in OTM, these things move like 60, 40% a day. So it's worth it if you're in trend or if you're trying to catch like daily flips. It's harder to do daily flips, so I'd rather just buy and hold, and that's why I have a position for it, or I had a position for it, was basically I wanted to buy and hold. So it'll be the same thing again. Once I can see some weakness or strength on silver, I'll be looking to buy out 3-4 months out. Nougat, Nougat doing this thing. It had a fake breakout up there, so a little weak up there. Not the best. Once again, it still has a possibility to go down to 30.50. Do not want it to really break underneath there. Cloud structure's not really going too good. It's closing out. Really want it to open back up, but it's all reliant on metals, IPOs, Uber, man. Oof. Uber right off the rip. I mentioned this to several people. I didn't personally trade it too long. I got out over here. I wasn't expecting another pop up. That's really nice. That means 43's on the way. We have a gap fill up here, so that's probably the target. $41. Chewy. I had a nice break over, but couldn't hold over. So we're trying again, but we're back underneath there. So if this ends up coming back under, um, Well, this one looks more like this now. Yeah, we'll see if it ends up breaking down. Like this, we can use this line. Yeah, you wouldn't want it to break down over here. Then it'll have bad news bears. So if we can get back over this diagonal, I think we can aim for the 32.75. As of right now, it's a no. Booz Allen Hamilton. I really want to grab a big bag. I wish I had grabbed a big bag of this one, but I didn't. So looking for a pullback on Booz Allen Hamilton. I mean, look at this company. It's just been going up, up, up since Snowden. So I do want a long consolidation up here. So maybe a pop. X, RIP. RI fucking P, man. This one just is just tanking. Had a bad time over here with steel mill closings. Ever since then, it's just been has had no sort of structure. It's actually made new lows, so that's really bad for steel. That's a pass for me for now. TXN, Texas Instruments, bounced right off the support line, so it's been going up ever since. I should have got in on this one. I've been watching it, but I haven't been playing it. So that's silly me, but that's fine. I'd rather observe and know what to do next time. So this is pretty good. I think this should run. This might be a start of a new trend depending on how this weekly closes. So overall, I mean, that's really nice if you ask me. Yext is another one. Dime had lower targets for Yext. So we'll see what Yext does over here. It's getting rejected off the 20 SMA, so this might be a possibly a good time to look into shorts. Let's look at this. Yeah. Um, Cloud's closing up, but everything's oversold. So if at any moment it breaks down underneath 1533 or 1530, that'll probably turn bearish. Neo, are we getting a recovery here for more longs or no? Are you guys watching anything? You guys got any tickers or anything exciting going on? Yeah, I'm just basically hanging, so I'm not like really doing too much. If I see anything pop up, I'll do it. So if you guys got questions or want to learn something, ask me. FSAL, this is a tragedy, man. Zach mentioned this one to me like at 50 cents, and like absolutely despise like stuff that's like downtrending. I'm not really good at trading downtrends. I'm good at trading uptrends, at least in stock markets. So this one's just been flying since 50 cents, and into the clouds would lead it to a lot higher. So I mean, the company's like fundamentals of things. Like somebody was mentioning a couple of them. I mean, they sounded interesting to me. I really don't know what this company fully is, but I was debating on a bag. Yo, Doji, what's up, man? I'm reading comments from over on Twitch, not on Periscope. I can take a peek, but I don't think it was coming up properly on Periscope. Where's my Periscope, fams? Yeah, man, the Marvel's doing. It's from. All right, how do I get these comments to come up? I just want to hear my friends. Oh, I gotta log in. All right, we'll do that on a different screen. What's up, Doji man? What are you watching? You watching anything exciting? I was doing some flips on Neo. Got out on that one. I bought some more weeklies for next week. So we'll see how Neo goes over here. I mean, it's struggling today, but that's kind of normal with like SPY struggling and everything else struggling. But yeah, I mean, overall it's doing really good. How's your halftime report? I think it's coming up. If you can link that, I can share it. Medical. Oh, AstraZeneca's one I want to watch. Gonna see if this holds. If it doesn't, it's a short. Overall, the trend's bullish on AstraZeneca. They're doing stuff constantly. Um. Oh, I do have lines here. Yeah, pop through trend line. Let me log in here. Log in with my Twitter account. Oh, I am logged in. Now I can hear you guys. Or now I can talk to you guys. Hi. Okay. Now I'm on chat, so if you guys want to ask me questions on Periscope, I can now answer them since I'm logged in. Salted Snail, yo, thank you for joining. No, I just switched from Periscope. Oh, Brian, that's cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, I prefer Twitch anyway. I just do the Periscope because it's on Restream. Yeah, let's go over back over here. All right, we're just going upwards on TrendSpider. Looking at daily trends. I basically have it set up doji to where I have the dojis engulfings that come up like the bearish engulfing and bullish engulfing, so and the hammers. So I have that set up to here that pops up. So it's pretty cool to watch it come up on certain points. All right, what's this one gonna do? Xerox. This one's interesting. BBVR support's down here, but it's also on a trend line as well. Let me zoom out. Yeah, and it's barely holding up on BWAP. Weekly supports down there. XRX. I wonder if there's any order flow for this one. XRX. No. Yeah, this one doesn't look bad. Bad as in like bad, good for a short, bad for price action. Needs to hold a 20 SMA. If 20 SMA goes, this is gonna go and break down. And it's been playing some sort of triangle. So keep an eye on this. If this 20 SMA holds, it might push over here. But I wouldn't want to play a breakout until it gets over 40. And I wouldn't want to short it until it gets down underneath 34.60. X-ray. Ooh, X-ray cleared. What's this? Weekly. All right, so X-ray right off the bat is over the VPVR now, and it is over this line they have. Daily. All right, daily's pushing through as well. Man, everything from see, look at this, January 7th, second, like the end of the week of the first week of January. Everybody's just been buying up since. So I think these things could get another little bit of a leg up. ExxonMobil wrecked. I'm glad I got out of this one. I got out of it a little late, so definitely took a loss on this one. There was multiple resistances up here, couldn't break, and then it broke the VPVR and has been going down ever since. There's still a possibility for a bounce on this one. I mean, it is oversold on lots of levels, but it is refusing to hold. So I don't think this will do good. Xilinx, this is one I'm by default bullish on. If I pull it up on TradingView, I think this company will go a lot higher. Yeah, man. It's not that. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, it's useful. I mean, I still like my TradingView because TradingView still has functions that are, I don't know, they just are a little bit more than TrendSpider, but I think TrendSpider has gone a long way. And as far as like what functions are available on there, it's pretty cool. Like just like a couple of the things that I have on here as far as like the patterns go and stuff, like those are really helpful to have them come up. Not that I use them like frequently, but I am definitely backtesting them right now in my own thing. But the VPVR is pretty cool. It's a little cheaper than the other one as well. XEL. Pushed over, overextended. Omniband's probably gonna go sideways. Not a fan. Breaking down in channel. Ooh, Chimera. XCC. Yeah, looking for VPVR support over here, so 4580. I'll probably go through and put these supports up on stream later. So if anybody hops on, I'm probably gonna go through these. Oh, look, create an alert at this line. All right, I'll have to look into this later. But yeah, VPVR support over here, looking for a bounce on XEC. Win. I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn on something, my Ichi. It might look like a lot to you guys, but we're good. Where is it? Ichis. Turn it on. All right. Now it looks like a lot, so we'll turn off something. Up color, I want it to be black. And then low color, I want it to be black. Apply. Oh man, I just want to get rid of that black line. Alright, whatever, that's better. Yeah, Win had a gap down, so it's testing on the Keygen, but it's on VPVR support, so there is a possibility it could bounce. Resorts, I'd have to see. I, yeah, I think there's like a whole trend with resorts as far as how that goes. I remember MGM and like trades last year where people were doing them, so I'll have to look back into my old tweets for these. But yeah, if this the area holds, this will be a great bounce because there's a gap fill up here. Um, let's see. Yeah, the auto trend line's cool because then I don't have to go through and do it. But the one thing I don't like is that it kind of curves the trend lines. I'm not a fan of curved trend lines at all. Like that's not my thing. So I have to talk to them and figure out how they work. Let me go back to SPY real quick. SPY, SPY. Donnie, are we recovering? What are we doing, man? Oh, bro, this nasty, ugly hourly. We aren't recovering at all today. Tech stocks are not doing good, probably. Let me check out my Marvel. My Marvel calls. Ooh, yeah. I like that consolidation up here. Let's lower down these levels and keep this over here, and then we're ready for the 1000% on this one. Looks a little bad over here. We have a bearish 1 hour TK. Price action underneath the 20, so really need that jump on SPY. Like absolutely need that jump on SPY. I mean, I could probably see Marvel at this point probably coming down. SPY's having a really shitty time, so we're gonna be looking for a bounce on SPY a little bit lower. 20 SMA is refusing to bend up. Uh, Price action absolutely needs to bounce. The minute it gets into here, it's probably gonna dump. It's probably not looking too good for it. So really, really need that bounce. As far as order flow goes, let's check timing. SPY calls coming in, BA puts still coming through, but those are unusuals. I don't know what the hell these people with 1.2 million buying option plays do, especially for a year out. Like that's the one thing I stress to people when you're watching option plays. Um, just not saying that like I'm not recommending anything. It's just you got to keep a mindset of like people who have different amounts of money. Um, like when I first started, I had a small amount of capital, and like I used to have a way different mindset, and then I started talking to people and gathering my own capital, and I started talking to people who have like six, seven figures that they're trading, and the way you trade bigger amounts when you have so much amounts is way different. So somebody that's putting a 1.2 million option play into BA for a put for a year out doesn't have a capital of 1.5 million. My man's probably has about 10 million, 20 million, and he's risking a little tiny chump change over here. So yeah, just gotta keep that in mind. Versus your average Joe who's like, hey, I'm gonna put my kid's college fund for 24K into some SPY calls for 335 for Friday. My man's risking children and lives, but it's 24K, so that raises more signals for me. Obviously not on SPY. I wouldn't really do that. If somebody did that, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like this one seems more interesting to me, if anything. It's QCOM, February 7th, $96 strikes, 42K. He put two of his children's funds into there for $2.10 strikes. A little expensive, so he's kind of crazy though. But XLE shitting. Let's check it. Yeah, man. The the one thing I've noticed is a lot of these are having like bad reactions to downside of SPY. Oof, XLE. Man, I wonder how these puts are on these. Oof. Looking for that bounce at the end of the day. Probably get the bounce in 30 minutes. And if you are getting the excuse me. If you guys are getting into stock trading, definitely watch SPY. It gives you a general idea of like how the markets will move and around what time. So I'm really, really grateful that I watched SPY first before anything. Because there are timings for everything, like in the morning within the first hour, what you have to do, what you have to do by midday, what you have to do an hour before close, what you have to do 30 minutes before close, and then 5 minutes before close. So I mean, it does also depend on your strat, but it really depends on I mean, the timing's real, and There's things that happen between those time periods. What we're watching here, let's see if it blows through here. If it can blow through here, I mean, this is what it needs to do. Like, this is the last minute zone. I think I can actually turn on some tunes because this is not a super important stream. So I'm just gonna put on some chill beats in the background.
Smana is like very outgoing.
What the
Comp-
hell? Commercials. So yeah, let's see. Let's check out Dixie over here. Let me know if that's too loud. If the music's too loud, I'd prefer it's not loud at all. But if it is, let me know so I can turn it down. Dixie. Yeah, look, Dixie still looks like it's gonna blow off. So big concern over here. If at least if you're short. If you're short on things, I don't know how that'll work for you. But overall, this looks like it'll pop into the clouds over here. Just need one little more push out of this diagonal, and I'd be still looking for that 98 to clear. If we can clear that 98, I think this thing's gonna go off to 100. Like, there's really not much over here. There's a couple more levels over here if I drew them, like over here, but that still coincides with 98. It's only 37 cents off. Um, After that, you have levels up here. So why attack just the base of that level at 90.20 or even 99? Why not just aim for the higher $100 mark? So we'll see what happens over here. I mean, even if I extend like one of these previous lines that I drew, you have resistance that's going to come up to over here to about $100 from 99. So still higher targets on Dixie as of right now, unless we can see some sort of clear pullback. 20 SMA is struggling a little bit on Dixie, so I don't know. This is all just an observing type thing for short term. I mean, there's not much I can really come out with long term. I don't know any sort of fundamentals. I just strictly am trading price action. NDX looks really strong. Looks like it's ready to pop. Like, it doesn't look weak at all. 20 SMA is cutting through the Kijun. Oh, 30 RSI. Let's see. Oh yeah, well, I was telling you about this thing over here I have. Yeah, man, if you use the RSI, I've been using Ellers a little bit, and it's been super helpful for me. I don't have it on here. I don't really discuss it too much, but we'll talk about it in voice chat if you want. But Ellers has been super cool. Dang, 6% down from Neo today? What? Not carrying cancer today, Neo. What's wrong? Nice gap up, coming back down. Still within range. Still trying to do a flip over here. I mean, not bad. Big eyes on SPY. 15 minutes turning around. Bad 5 minutes. So low time frames are kind of shitty. It's just a waiting game right now. I don't want to take any positions on anything right now. I could do puts short term, but I'm not really interested in short term puts like that. The plays literally happen if I'm doing quick flips early in the morning for the first hour or two, and then after that it's just, hey, what can I position myself in? Dude, let me tell you guys about a coin that I'm like super, super bullish on. I know this has been going down forever, but just have this feeling of Singularity Net just ripping in 2000. I think this is gonna blow off like really nicely. Taking a peek at Ethereum weekly testing over here. Look at this, testing over the 20 SMA so we can get a flip over on the weekly. This will be really, really nice. All those Hiobi coins that were doing good in the bear market or sideways action are all shitting the bed right now, meaning it was all a scam. RCN's another one. Keep in mind these ranges. There are so many coins that have been ranging since August, It's not even funny. And there's just so much easy money going on those two ranges. And I've been watching these ranges. I mean, this range is a little ecstatic, a little crazy over here. But I can give you a better example. Hang on. I know I have a chart here somewhere with the drawings on it. Okay. So you have a weekly range. It's been trending in for how long now? You have a 30% range. It's been trending. Yeah, like 25, 30% range. It's been trending for how long now? 185 days. I think that's plenty of time to at least get this up to a couple more levels. So EOS, I'm technically bullish on. All right, let's go back through these. Uh, Western Union. This actually isn't bad. We had the key. Do have a bullish TK on the daily. Price is a little bit over the VWAP. Looking for this cloud to open up nicely. Stock RSI is a little oversold and coming down. So maybe one more test before another leg up. But it looks like there's definitely diagonal support around here. Um, Reaching a multiple diagonal support, so maybe not. Weekly levels look a little bit better over here on the stock over here, and yeah, this is one to keep an eye on for me. I think I could play a play on this. So um, we got Yum, we got Western Union. Ooh, look at this. WestRock is inside the clouds. This is actually really nice. Let me look this up on WRK. Pull out the daily moving averages for you. Daily moving average, folks. Hmm. Yeah, there's a gap up here. Oh, it's already been filled. No, I don't want no commercials playing. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, what is up with these commercials? On stream? Unacceptable. Okay. Alright, so yeah, WRK, that's the one. Yeah, WRK looks good to me on an Ichi aspect at the very least. WRK. Let's see. Yeah, clouds opening up, so maybe a little bit of a retrace down to about here. But overall, this is forming out to be really nice. So I'm looking for a retrace over here, but I'll be looking to buy back in on a retrace. Missed the initial move up, which is fine. Looking for a dotted line entry. And let's check if there's any order flow to back it up. Oof, look at this. Calls coming in for Apple. Big time. 300 strike, 305 strike, in the money, sweeps. Oof. Nothing for WRK. Look, Boeing, guys. Boeing's about to hit the target by the fucking dip time. Almost. I'm keeping a big eye out on Boeing. I've been waiting all year. There's a gap up here, which will fill. It will 100% fill. There are no gaps down here on the weeklies. There's only a one weekly gap up here. So that's really significant. Like, if we've had weekly gaps, we had weekly gaps fill every single time on Boeing. There's not that many of them, but when there are some, they fill. Upside filled. Let me switch to the daily. But yeah, I mean, maybe it'll go a little bit lower, but any kind of dip on this one that's major after earnings is a buy the dip situation for me. I might even do calls for earnings. I know they're bad, but let's see what happens. This is one I've been looking to like load the dip on for like the longest time. I mean, just look at the monthlies on these. Monthly break is horrible. That's really bad news, bears. Like we're having a huge 20 SMA bend over here, and so probably like this. This is what I'm looking for, is like a wick like this. So this happened in February, somewhere near to the end of the month, maybe sweep a low over here. So probably it looked along this one around 277, 280. Yeah, a little bit lower than the yikes and by the dip sign, but overall it's been ranging this entire time. Now it's wrecking out people. That's like a perfect scenario, because the way I'm looking at it is this went from doing this, 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 then it had a pop up on the top side, and then it went down, consolidated, came back down, and I'm assuming it's probably going to go like this now. That's what I'm used to these things doing. So, keeping an eye out on Boeing. What else do we have? Apple, stupid, just stupid. Like, there's no trend line that I can draw that works with Apple. Oh, here we go. This trend line works with Apple. All right, we have our target line. All right, so Apple is allegedly going to go another 100% to about that. I mean, honestly, $1,000 Apple doesn't sound too bad with all the cash that they have on hand. So $1,000 Apple doesn't seem too stupid, especially since we look at the run up since like just over here, just since 2006. So much money. Oh, let me do this right. Yeah, this is right. Since 2006, 4,400%, man. That's just nuts. And since I started crypto, it's up 250%. Not bad. Don't know what I've been doing. What else do we got? WMT. Oh, Walmart. Yeah, not yet from Walmart. Soon. Very soon. Still looking bad on the weekly, daily. Yeah, not good for Walmart yet. Williams Company. Yeah, this looks bad. This doesn't look too good. Williams Company might shit the bed. So, yeah, Williams Company doesn't look too good. No Carvana. Waste Management. Oof, bullish TK on the weekly, and we're having price action push through. Price action is at resistance point right now, but there's your hammer doji, and there's a bullish engulfing from November. Oversold levels over here on stock, so maybe a little bit of a pullback around 116, and then another rip. Waste Management. Let's check the daily. Yeah, daily is really extended, so yeah, definitely looking for a pullback on Waste Management before a continuation. I mean, if they don't happen, they don't happen. Willis Tower looks interesting, consolidating. If it doesn't break, I would say this 202 level. I think this will be good. Ichi's forming nicely on the daily, so it shouldn't break down. I'll zoom in. Yeah, zooming in, I mean, it's still fine. A little bit of a pullback over here, so it'll allow you to get some entries. BBVR resistance up here. So 205 will be a little bit hard to break. So you could either play it to where you see a 206 break and get in. Or if you wanted to be a little bit more safer, you could wait for a 208 break and then try to play like an inside day or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's the breakout point over here. Is like a 208 up here. And on the downside of things, if you wanted to short, I'd wait for a candle break underneath it into the clouds. But as of right now, the structure for everything looks good. Even when I zoomed into the 4 hour, I could zoom in one more, or let's do 65. Yeah, I mean, a little bit weakness over here, so we'll see. If it holds, it'll be great. If it doesn't, it'll be lower. No, on BBVR support. If it goes, it'll break underneath BWAP almost. So big eye on the daily. I mean, future clouds is okay, but the problem with this is you have a gap until You have like a big area until February. So I think a lot of things are getting to the point where it's probably a better idea to wait until the end of February to play for me, rather, or I mean the end of January to play. Um, Wells Fargo's just been shit in the bank. Oh, I'm gonna get settlements back on my phone bill. Great. Um, all right. So this Wells Fargo looks like it's gonna break the BPVR support. VWAP is above, so there's a possibility for a pop if these lower zones don't break. But overall, this yeah, not too hot on Wells Fargo just yet. Man, dude, so this is what I regret so much. Like, I should have went in more on my instinct of the January 1st buy. Because look, all these things went up. All the names that aren't normal, they all just popped up. So I missed out. May, I'm not gonna fuck up. Shorting. Man, look at this Wilson Energy, January 10th. Oh man, all this stuff just New Year's. They know what to buy. And this pushing all-time highs too, about to. Man, inside trade type thing. Not really a swing for me. More so daily trade. Maybe for a pullback then. Western Digital. This one's been ramping since January or since December. Had a little bit of a dip over here, January 7th, but been going through. I think this has more room to grow. There's a little bit of a pullback zone, so you do have time to get back in. But overall, this looks good on the daily. Let me switch to the weekly. WDC. Yeah, it's worth watching for me. I'm gonna go ahead and add this one on the list. I'm gonna do WDC, and then I'll do more of an analysis on this one once I do a stream again with you guys later. Wait, today's Wednesday. Oh, I have a stream with Bagsy today. Well, shit. Might not be able to talk stonks, but I'm gonna try to see if I can squeeze in Beastie tonight. We were supposed to hop on yesterday, but I didn't end up getting home from dinner until later, around like 7 o'clock, so it was already an hour past stream, and yeah, it wasn't the best, but I did have really good dinner. I had like salmon, and then I had, well, two different types of salmon. I had the cedar block salmon, and then I had this other kind of salmon that was really, really good. Man, it was great. Um, yeah, WCG. I don't know why, but I feel like adding this on the watch list. It's a little bit more riskier. Um,
Grammarly does more than
yo,
catch errors.
every time a Grammarly
With
thing
Grammarly,
comes
you
up,
can
I feel like Cred invented it. Honestly, I feel like it's if Cred didn't invent it, he should sponsor it. Hey, for anybody who's in my Discord, if you want to hop into voice chat, you can. I can hop in there and hang out. Just gotta fix my mic. Yo, hold on, let me fix my headset too.
I
What's
can
up?
hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, cool. What up?
Oh man, not much, not much.
Yeah, everything just kind of got slow all of a sudden in the market. It was great in the morning.
I know, I feel like it's time to scoop some VIX or make a play now that it's over 30. Anytime it dips under and then dips over, that's when I like to at least
Oh, for the
put
one
some
that you
VIX
were
in that
showing me
basket.
initially?
No, I'm talking VIX,
Oh,
VXX or TVIX even.
all right, let's check VIX. Man, what time frame do you watch it at? Cause I can't read shit.
Do a VXX as the ticker.
All right, VXX. Ah, that's better. All right, hourly's over the 20 SMA. Let's see what Cheddar Flow's coming up with that. All right, I can turn off this music now that I have a friend. VIX
All
time.
right, John.
There's only two players, one player for 17th, but the short-term player for Friday's aiming for lower. Hmm. I'd have to pick the short-term player. But off the charts, like the hourly doesn't look too bad. I mean, we're over like a lot of things. And as I say it, the next one opens up all like shitty.
Check out the day when you have the chance.
Which one?
The daily on VXX.
Yeah. I mean, stock levels are so oversold, and I see what you were saying about the 30 level.
All right. Anytime it dips below and then goes above, that's when I like at the end of the day I'll just put some in. See
Dude,
what happens.
yeah, man, you would really like this EMA RSI strat. Like it's super helpful whenever it does. I do the whole like the under over thing. I don't really know like the numbers that you look for, so I'll definitely want to talk to you about that more.
Yeah, man. Anytime like that's one of the signals I look for is like if it goes within the same day, if it goes under and then back over, or anytime it goes over the 30, I like to at least put my foot in the water with a
Yeah,
little position in it.
because over here on the 28th of November, it's right at 28, and it comes the EMA comes out of the RSI, and it right pushes through right all the way up to the 53 or 50.
Hear you.
What was the other one? VXX, and you said there was another one.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's another VIX ticker which is TVIX, but let me see what that one. I mean, that one probably looks the same.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I did a scan on engulfing. Caught my eye was Acor, ACOR.
ACOR.
It looks like it's also getting beaten up by the SPY and everything else going down.
Ooh, pharmaceuticals. Or biotech, I'm sorry. Oh, not too bad on the daily.
Yeah, not the worst. I mean, I'd like for it to close above the day, not yesterday, but the day before's high. So I guess Monday's high, if possible. But
So if I was doing like the RSI thing, for me for the RSI, I'd like the EMA to get to 54. I think if it goes over 54, I think it'll be good because that'll pull up the stock as well, at least off the daily.
oh, for sure, absolutely, yeah. I like it to cross the 50 before I enter.
Ooh. I'll have to check with Accordia provides. Yeah, I'll have to check this one with some dude. He knows about his biotechs more. I'll add this to the list. Added. Yeah, Shake Shack has been doing really good, especially low time frames. Those weekly contracts, man, they're super volatile on Shake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, Shake's going off. It's crazy, dude. That one, Shopify, Shop, SHOP.
Is that still going?
Oh, it's disgusting. It makes me want to throw up.
Ooh, man, look at that.
Oh, yep, 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 yep.
Every day, just it's like stairways up. When will it stop? Why is it so expensive? Yeah, look at the stupid cup
Sir.
and handle it did. It like didn't even play out the full cup and handle. It just on a moon mission.
Yeah, exactly. No, no way it went down. No dips. No
Yeah,
dips, no
no
saving.
dips at all. Like there was one day of a dip, but people probably were like, "All right, this is gonna be the dip we can buy." This might be good for like inside
Yeah.
trading for like short-term calls. Earnings are coming up though in February. Oof.
Posted something in the voice chat notes. It's basically zoomed out XLE since we were looking at that earlier. Um, it has some. It bounced off today off its 50, or maybe that's 100 MA.
Yeah, that's the
But
100.
see, I don't know if I want to wait till it goes all the way to where it shows 30 on my RSI indicator,